everyone, welcome to Massage with Katrina. I'm Katrina and I am so excited for today's video. We're going to go over my favorite way to relieve tension in the knee, and that is through cupping. Today's tutorial is just showing you how I like to use cups to alleviate pain in the knee, and I'm so excited. So go ahead, if you've got cups already, grab them and let's get started. So the thing about cupping is it's become really popular in recent years, so probably a lot of you have seen the cupping marks. They look like big purple circles and they vary between being really, really dark purple and just being like a light red rim around the outside. And it's interesting because cupping bruises don't really hurt afterwards. They just look super bad, but they don't, like if you apply pressure on them, they don't hurt like a normal bruise does. And I'm sure there's a lot of sciencey reasons for why that is, but it's not really important for this video today. Basically, we aren't going to create those really dark bruises because really we're just focusing on pulling the fascia apart. So the way cupping works with these silicone cups is I like to hold it like this, and I'll apply it, keeping my thumb under the lip right here. I'll push down, applying pressure. You kind of squeeze all the air out of the cup. Then you take your thumbs out and let go. And I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but the suction and the lack of air inside is actually pulling my skin up into the cup, and subsequently also is pulling the fascia underneath away. So it's creating this space and it's pulling apart this fascia, which for the knee is so awesome because when you're walking every day, you're compressing all of this fascia in your knee. Sometimes what it needs is to just be pulled apart again and create some more space. So that's what this cupping is going to do. So to start, go ahead and grab your favorite lotion or oil, and don't get too much, just enough to lubricate the skin of your knee, and go ahead and apply that lotion all over, even rolling your pant leg up to expose the lower part of your thigh. So go ahead and rub that lotion in, maybe get a little bit more if you need to. And cupping is also so great for post-knee surgeries as well. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I had a knee surgery about 10 or 15 years ago. Kind of a botched one that I've actually had to do cupping on to really pull that scar tissue apart so that I can have full mobility in my knee because it just didn't heal correctly. So anyway, cupping has so many uses post-surgery and just for knees in general. Okay, once you've got that lotion rubbed in, I always like to start with the biggest cup that you possibly can. So grab the biggest cup, and we're just going to start by lining around your kneecap with cups. So go ahead and suction the cup on, and I like to start with pretty much pressing all the air out of the cup, but if that is too much pressure for you, like if for me, I'm getting a pretty good sting, and it's a little more than what's tolerable. It's kind of a burning sensation, but I don't know if I can deal with that for 10 minutes, which is about how long we're going to leave these cups on here. So go ahead and suction the cup onto your comfort level, and then go ahead and take another one. And I'm going to put this one kind of over here. So I'm going to put the next one right here. So we're going to surround the kneecap and pretty much cup all of the tendon attachments around the kneecap. So I've put this cup pretty much right on my scar, and it is a little tender, but I think I can tolerate that burning sensation. So go ahead and put that cup on. We'll apply this next cup. Ooh, that was a little too much. And as you put more cups on, you might have to let a little more air out of previous cups that you already did place, just because your skin is being pulled in every direction and your fascia is too. So I have run out of the big cup, so I'm just going to move down to the next size down. Apply that cup there, and then take this last one and pretty much complete the circle. Actually, it's not quite touching there, so I'm going to apply that on here. And perfect. You now look like you have an alien knee. So now that you've got these cups in place, we're going to do some movement to really stretch out that fascia. So I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see. And make sure you can move your knee. Whoa, because sometimes your fascia is so tight that you can't move your knee around. So if any of those cups pop off, go ahead and stick them back on. And I want you to straighten your knee out and then bend it again. And you might need to help it along with your hand, and that's totally okay. But straighten your knee and then bend it again. And you should feel some pretty good pulling through your knee. Whoops, see, that one just doesn't want to stay on. So as that keeps happening, grab a little bit more oil, put it on that spot, and you can see I'm already starting to get a ring right there, but that's about as bad as it will get. I'm only going to leave these cups on for about 10 minutes. So nothing crazy. You're not going to get any massive bruising. I have pretty sensitive skin, and so I usually get just a light ring just around where the edge of the cup was for a couple of days. But I'm just bending my knee and then straightening it again. And what this is doing is your fascia is being pulled apart by these cups. There's lots of space, lots of blood flow now that can get through all of that fascia that was really tight. But then you add this movement as well, and you're flexing that muscle and that fascia. So it's working together, it's pulling through that cup, and you're just getting the maximum fascial release that you can with cupping. And if you don't want to sit here and just do cupping, I have totally put cups on my knee, and then I just walk around the house doing what I need to with them on my knee. And that works really great too. Just walking, that is flexing and extending the muscles that attach in your knee. And it does a great job of just working out a lot of this fascia. But if you would rather just sit for this first time, maybe focus, that's totally fine too. But I'm all for easy when it comes to self-massage and self-care at home. Like whatever you can do that's simple. So cupping is such an awesome way to do some self-care because I can just suction them on and then go do other things. It's not like, you know, massaging it out with my hand or with a tennis ball where I have to lay there and like work on it. These are so awesome because you can just go do all the things that you need to do. Anyway, can you tell this is my favorite way to work out my knee? All right, so I'm still feeling kind of a burning sensation through my knee, and that's good. That just means that that fascia is pulling apart. So nice deep breaths as you continue to move your knee. And actually, now I'm going to flex and relax. So flex and relax. And this is just another movement that you can do to stretch out your fascia. You could also point your toe, relax, stretch, relax, stretch, relax. If you feel like pointing your toes a little distracting, you don't have to do that. And just flex your quads, flex your knee, and bend your knee, maybe drop it out to the side. Honestly, whatever movement you can do to just stretch your knee and all that fascia in every direction, I think is always really helpful. Just working out your knee. And at this point, it's been a couple minutes, and so some of these cups might stop feeling so burny, and you might not feel that pinching sensation as much. They might have started to go numb, and they'll all start to go numb. And it's not a bad thing, it's just that you've released that fascia, so you don't really feel the pain anymore. So I probably saying it goes numb isn't the best thing, isn't the best way to describe that. But basically that you've worked out that fascia and it feels better. So I'm already starting to feel pretty good in here. I'll show you what my cups look like. So this cup feels pretty good. I don't feel any tension with that one anymore. So I'm going to take that off. And you can see I've got that circle, but that's not going to bruise or anything. I didn't leave the cup on long enough. This one feels pretty good out here too. I don't feel, see, that's just like a light red color. And this one, sometimes if you're not sure, because there's a lot of sensation going on, you can pull on the cup. And if there's still a lot of burning, then leave it on there until that burning sensation goes away. So this one feels pretty good to me. See, that one actually has a bit of a darker circle. Now these two are still burning, and I'm not surprised because I have an old scar here. So it's just working out that old scar tissue. Sometimes I like to move the cups around just like this. So they're still suctioned in the same spot, but I think adding that extra movement really does a good job of just, again, pulling that fascia apart, trying to create some space where there's tension. Maybe I'll add a little extra movement there. So I'm really just focusing, hyper focusing on that spot that's still sore. So if you had any cups that were still really sore, just leave them on there, maybe for like 3 or 4 more minutes. But usually when it comes to using cupping for fascial release specifically, I don't like to leave them on for any more than 10 minutes. It's not going to be a problem if you do leave them on longer than that. You'll probably get a deeper release and just more blood flow to the area, but you'll get a darker, the longer you leave it on, the darker the spot will be that you get from the cupping, which to some people might not be a big deal, but I found that 10 minutes is usually plenty of time to get your fascia to loosen up, especially if you're adding this extra movement, whether it's walking around or if it's just sitting here stretching this out. See, this is already feeling so much better. Now, if you've had a recent surgery, it's okay if the tension hasn't totally worked itself out underneath the cup. My scar, I work on it, like I said, all the time. And so it just might take a few sessions of cupping to really work out that scar and get it feeling better. But anyway, so I've pulled off all my cups and now I'm just massaging over that area because it usually is a little bit sore after having gone through some cupping. So I'm just using my thumbs, applying pressure in a circular motion just around that area that I did the cupping. Sometimes I like to go around my kneecap like this. And as you're massaging and palpating your knee, just be mindful of any other spots that are sore. Maybe some spots are still a little tender where there was a cup. So I don't know if you can see very well, but there's a space between where these two cups were on the top of my leg that is still kind of sore. So I'm going to place a cup right there. And then there's a spot over here on my inner thigh that's also still tender, just tender to touch. So I'm going to apply a cup right there. And this all feels pretty good around here. It's mostly just around my scar and then kind of up into my inner thigh here. So just play around with it. Now that I've put new cups on, I'm going to leave these on for about 10 minutes or just until I don't feel that burning sensation anymore. And same thing, just stretch out that fascia, maybe get up and walk around, do some squats, whatever you want to do to just get that fascia stretched out. That's another thing I love too. Sometimes I will just put cups on and then I go work out. So if my knee is feeling a little sore, I'll put the cups on it and then I go do weightlifting or biking, whatever working out that I'm doing at that time. And that really helps to keep my knee loose so it doesn't tighten up while I'm working out. Perfect. All right, well, just for the sake of the video, I'll stop it there, but that is my favorite way to relieve the fascia and the tension in your knee. And again, just massaging out that tension there. And this doesn't work for everybody. Not everyone needs their fascia pulled apart. Sometimes people just have adhesions that need pressure applied to work out the tension in their knees, but more often than not, I found that cupping works so well to relieve tension in your knees, whether it's just tension that's built up over your lifetime or if it's a post-surgery maybe, so you've got some scar tissue that needs to be worked out. Cupping is my absolute favorite way, at least to try, to see if we can get your muscles and your fascia to loosen up. Hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks.